Primal Chaos.
Hey guys, Primal Chaos here. Welcome to the channel. This one is a recommendation that comes from the Discord. I've been doing a lot of those lately. If you're not a part of my Discord, there's a link in the description. Go check it out. There's a great group of people over there who are hanging out to talk to you if you're a music lover with diverse tastes, because that's what we're all about over there. Everyone's got different tastes from all around the world, and we're all having a blast over there talking about music. So join us. This one is going to be interesting. I don't know, this may have language that may offend people in it, so just be careful. I'm looking at some stuff on the screen right now that take it with a grain of salt. I've warned you. The video is called Leave Your Hate in the Comments by Lord of the Lost, who are kind of like a, I don't know, like a gothy synth metal kind of sort of outfit. I've no idea what this sounds like. I've only done one of their songs before, but I was really impressed. And they got some really innovative ideas and stuff over there as well. This is going to be an interesting one. And again, I think this is one of those videos where they're going to address the hate comments and stuff that everybody gets when they sort of put themselves out there in the world, and how you can't really take any of that stuff too seriously. But before we jump right in, I just want to say this video is brought to you in part by Enchroma Glasses. I wear Enchroma Glasses every day as my daily drivers for sunglasses. I also have indoor ones as well for when I'm doing graphic design work and stuff like that. But they help people with color blindness see the world in a little bit of a different way. So if you or anyone you know is colorblind, link in the description, check out Enchroma. They do amazing stuff over there, and I fully 100% endorse their product. So, and they're dear to my heart. Also, don't forget, this video is also brought to you by my website. I've got a whole bunch of stuff over there, band merch type stuff. I've designed all of it, and I'm going to be putting up more of my personal art and design work by way of merch as we move along. So if you want to support the channel, feel free to check that out. I really appreciate it, and it gets the word out there about the channel. Here we go. Let's jump right in. Lord of the Lost, leave your hate in the comments. Here we go.
Fuck all yours!
The quintessential keyboard warrior.
Be seen, your voice to be heard. Approval is what you desire. You want respect, you need control.
First cab off the rank. I love the grunginess of the video, because these guys have done, like, this isn't what they do. I've seen one or two of their videos, and they put a lot of work into production and things like that. This is clearly supposed to be internet janky. Also, like I said, there's some comments scrolling across the top of the screen, which are obviously offensive. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so far it's pretty straight down the line. It's like you just want to be noticed, and you've got, you know, no one on your team, you know, essentially. It's like saging his computer. That's obviously the music pundit. There's your right-wing gun nut. With his tattoos. The gross incel.
Leave your hate in the comments.
Nice.
Make your hate in the cloud. If it makes your life better, let it all out. Type your hate in the comments. Right here, right now. When no one's there, we're here for you. No love, no life, no end.
Nice big hook. I like that. That's interesting. So I was just listening to the synth parts in there. I love that they've got those sort of low or mid-rangey sort of synth parts that are sort of underpinning the rhythm a little bit. When they do a chord change, you sort of feel it a little bit more, because it's sort of, like I said, underpinned by that sort of tonal kind of, it balances everything out, and it takes a little bit of the harshness out of the guitars and stuff like that. But there's also some higher synth parts in there that are a little bit sort of dissonant as well. Which gives you an uneasy sensation, which is exactly what they're going for. I love people who can use dissonance in their compositions to make you feel uncomfortable. Spirit Box are the masters of that. They often have synth parts that are kind of atonal or just slightly out of key or something just to grind your teeth a little bit, you know? But yeah, dude, first impressions really is it's kind of like, it's not all that like complex as far as compositionally goes. However, it seems like that's specifically what they're going for. It's got kind of like a bit of a, you know, your typical fair like Rammstein kind of vibe where it sort of plods along with almost like a dance beat, a slow sort of dance beat, and boomy sort of like melodic ideas that are sort of like chanted almost, like the vocals are da 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 da, you know, to the point where, you know, that's what Rammstein does really well. It always sounds like a propaganda video or something like that, you know, where you've got some dictator up the top spouting nonsense to a crowd of people, you know. And in many ways, it's kind of like what these keyboard warriors feel like they're doing. They're yelling their opinion out into what seems to be the crowd, but really they're just screaming into the void. But as someone who has put themselves out there, you know, and as much as my channel's relatively insignificant, the vast majority of comments I get on my channel are absolutely brilliant. Like, and when I say vast, I mean like 99.9%. People are super supportive on my channel. Even over on Discord, I've never had a single issue, touch wood, with anybody. But occasionally you'll see somebody who they'll just happen by for 2 seconds. It's never anyone who's watched several of my videos or anything, but they'll happen by going, this guy is X, or he's got it all wrong. And again, I don't mind being corrected because often I am incorrect when I say things because I'm stream of consciousness watching this for the first time. I will make mistakes. That doesn't bother me. In fact, I encourage you to correct me if I do make mistakes because that's how we all learn, right? But sometimes people are just way off the mark and things like that. And they do it in a mean-spirited kind of way. And so that's kind of, you know, I guess what these guys are rallying against here, but it's sort of, I get it. But the funny thing about it is for the hundreds of thousands of good comments you get, when occasionally you get one that just rattles your confidence, it's all you can focus on until you get good at sort of just, you know, you just have to dissociate from it. You have to become confident enough in yourself to just be like, that guy doesn't know anything. Why do I care what he thinks? And it's easy to say that, but in the pit of your stomach, you always feel it, right? So yeah, no, it's an interesting thing. And I can't imagine these guys being so fringe that they are with the goth makeup and things like that. They probably butt up against this sort of thing a lot, particularly with a lot of people from the metal community happening by who, you know, or the punk community or something. They might come across it and they're like, might have had a history with goth people or, you know, whatever the case may be. You just get people, I mean, the best way to describe it is they're just dicks, you know, and they're going to want you to bow to their criticism. And the last thing you want to do is to allow that to happen. So anyway, let's go back a little bit. I want to get back into the vibe. Low key though, it's a great way of getting engagement. Listening to those synth parts. You got some scratching in there. Is it year 2005?
With bait on your highway to hate, you found your meaning in life. Say it, defame it, no need to restrain it. We're stupid, we're useless, we need to quit. Attack us, be reckless, attempt to the masses.
Where's the blah? So that where's the blah? It just leads me to believe that what's streaming, you know, in the ticker and the top and the bottom of the screen is actual real comments. They didn't make this stuff up. I guarantee they copy and pasted this directly off YouTube. Where's the blah?
This is your moment, this is your life, this is your stage. Leave your hate in the comments, take your hate in the cloud. If it makes you much better, and then alone. Type your hate in the comments, right here, right now.
What a great hook, man. I love how they is that Second Life? It's definitely something going on there with the game. This guy here has actually energy about him. God, I love how janky this all is. I've got that same keyboard. It's a Logitech G615 wireless. This dude's so gross. Yeah. I was gonna say that South Park, right? And he's even got the wrist brace. Fucking, I love it. Occasionally, I'm gonna have to watch it again at some point and just read the tickers because, like, some of these comments are just mean. How can I report this garbage? My God. Oh man. Oh my God. Why are clowns like that even signed? Wow. You know what? Because artists are artists, man. You don't have to like it. They're out there doing their thing, and which is more than I can say for the most people who are criticizing them. Oh my God. Ah. Hang on. Did he just say what I think he said? Yep. A little bit of a nod to Max Martin there. Wow, I got some Windows 92, Windows 98, maybe? What year was that? Whatever. Anyway, look, I didn't talk much about the production because it just worked. It serviced the song. There's nothing there that was sort of outlandish. I don't think this song is supposed to like reset boundaries as far as rock or pop production or composition or anything like that. In fact, it's got kind of like a cool retro element to it with the scratching and stuff, which kind of took me straight back to the sort of bro culture of, like 2005 or whenever it was, like your Limp Bizkit days, things like that, which is really interesting. I wonder if that was a deliberate choice to try and evoke that sort of like, I mean, anybody who's ever watched the documentary about Woodstock 99 knows that was, if you want to talk about, and I hate using buzzwords like this because people are going to be like, "Rah!" the second I say it, but the term toxic masculinity gets thrown around fairly commonly these days, but we don't have a patch on what was going on back in those days, man. Like that whole culture of like disenfranchised 20-somethings in around 1999 with, Limp Bizkit, Korn sort of era. And don't get me wrong, I love putting on some Limp Bizkit every once in a while and breaking some stuff. But what I'm getting at more is that there was this elitist culture of just douchebaggery at the time. And, I think that what these guys are maybe getting at is there's a remnants of that still sitting around in the online world as far as like entitled the nature of entitlement, and haters, I guess, So yeah, this has been a really interesting and eye-opening experience, because I hope these guys don't get as much hate as they're letting on. I can see why they might attract some, because they are very visually different. They have definitely, they've got a style that borrows from, a subculture of like goth and cyber goth and things like that, which, sometimes people will lump somebody who sort of is on the fringe of those sort of communities along with everyone else. And if they hate that scene, then they're going to hate that individual, So it is what it is. But, yeah, this was just a great jam. I liked it. Was it anything that's going to change the world? No. But the message might, it's like, no one's listening to you, pal. That's kind of what they're getting at, At least that's what I took away from it. And again, that's been my experience as well. It's best not to, give the haters a platform. Keep doing you. Keep doing what you love. And you'll eventually get to where you want. And it's not like these guys aren't filling venues. I'm sure they've got an army of fans. But again, it's easy to overlook the army of fans and just read into the negativity that's getting thrown your way. That's something that's definitely a human sort of thing. It's easy to read into the negativity and the criticism and ignore all of the rampant positivity that you're attracting, But yeah, it's kind of a rookie move. You just got to get used to it. Anyway, this was great. Thanks again, guys. Shout out to all the guys out on Discord who recommended this or, things along these lines. Love you all over there. And, anyone else who wants to join, there's a link in the description. Also, if you feel like supporting the channel, don't forget, you can just buy me a coffee. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. Or even just hit super thanks, which is just underneath the video here, shaped like a heart. That's about all I got to say. Like, share, follow, subscribe, and recommend any more Lord of the Lost. I know that I think they've just dropped an album and they're going to be making a music video for all of it. So that's an achievement in and of itself. Thanks again, guys. Stay primal. I'll catch you on the next one.